Bruno Fernandez is Manchester United's problem. Watch this video.
You don't even need glasses to analyze and to see where the problems are. So now it's only about how do we solve them. And for me, it's clear it's not enough to do some little minor amendments, some little issues here and there, some minor cosmetic things. No, this is, in medicine you would see this is an operation at the open heart. This is also.
Now, do you know the player that has been in Manchester United since 2022 to today? Bruno Fernandez. Now, with all these things being said, Bruno Fernandez is not a bad player. He's a very, very good player, but he's the problem of Manchester United. Let me explain. Do you know why Real Madrid is suffering today? Do you know why Real Madrid are struggling since after that 2024 season that they went to win the Champions League? Do you know why they have been struggling since last season and this season? No, they lost Toni Kroos. Do you know why Barcelona is succeeding? Do you know why Barcelona is succeeding? It's because Hansi Flick started using Pedri as a deep line playmaker. That is why they are succeeding today. Manchester United does not have a good deep line playmaker, and that is why we are struggling today. That is why Scott McTominay was even sold, because he was not creative. But Bruno was kept in this team. Now, Bruno is a very, very fantastic player, right? He's a very, very fantastic player. But for Manchester United to move forward, for us to build something, we need to do a deep heart surgery. We need to remove the heart. That is Bruno Fernandez. We need to remove it from this team and bring a good deep line playmaker. That is the only way we will succeed. Bruno Fernandez does not make his teammates play better. He does not make anybody play better. He does not control the tempo of the game. And we don't have anybody. Ugarte cannot do it. Meno cannot do it. Casemiro cannot control the tempo of the game. We need players like Toni Kroos, Pedri, or Watson. Watson is the closest profile to this player that we have today. Bruno Fernandes is not that guy. He is not that deep line playmaker that we need in Manchester United. I don't know how to explain it to these people. But if Bruno Fernandes goes out and we bring a player like Watson, now Watson is nowhere in the level of Bruno Fernandes, but Watson can control, especially in this Amorim system. In this Amorim system, you need two good deep line playmakers. That is why Crystal Palace are, the way they are. That's why they won some trophies last season. They have two deep line playmakers in Huey and Watson. Those two guys control the tempo, they control that midfield, and we don't have that in Manchester United. We don't have those two players to control the pivot. We don't have those. Bruno Fernandes is not a good pivot. He cannot control the tempo of the game. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but if Bruno Fernandes leaves, he's a decent player, one of the best players, but we need a player like Toni Kroos. Real Madrid is nothing without Toni Kroos. We need a player like Toni Kroos in that midfield, and that's not Fernandes. Fernandes is a goal and assist merchant, a player that wants to go. He does not drastically improve the teammates, does not drastically improve other players. Look at what the kind of season that Toni Kroos had 2024 season. You cannot, that kind of season is not about his stats, but it's about his connection with the team, how he controls that tempo of that game. He was playing almost as a defender. He was playing alongside Rudiger most of the time. You collect the ball from Rudiger, pass it back, control the tempo of the game. Small, one touch. Before you know, you'll find Vinicius Junior. Before you know, he'll make one pass and Bellingham will go and score. The team was flourishing. His goal and assist was not very high, but he was controlling the tempo. He was the team. He was the heartbeat of that team. And that is exactly what Pedri is for Barcelona. That is exactly why Barcelona is going forward. They have a player like Pedri that will control the ball, calm the ball when the skill was, calm the ball, do one or two passes, enter one or two players, do one or two dribbles, control the ball. Bruno Fernandes will never do something like that. He will never do it. And that is why we need a deep line playmaker. That is why Bruno Fernandes has to go. Decent player, one of the best in the world. And when I start talking about Bruno Fernandes needing to go, you guys will come and start bringing for me stats. You guys will come and start bringing for me stats. As if he's not in this team when we finish 15th. And you guys start telling me that Manchester United is nothing without Bruno Fernandes. What has he done for this club? Like, what is that great thing that he has done? Like, just, what is that thing? If you want to mention that thing now, you go and start bringing stats. Like, if you want to tell me that thing that he's done, you can start bringing the stats. But he has not rapidly. This is still Manchester. We cannot still beat Aston Villa. We cannot still beat Bournemouth. This is still the team that Bruno Fernandes is still. This team has not rapidly improved. We are going back after every season. Last season we finished 15th with Bruno Fernandes. And if I ask you what has he done, you tell me he's the heart of the team. Without Bruno Fernandes, we will go to relegation. All those kind of rubbish. But it's not the player that we need. It's not the profile that we need. Especially in this Amorim system, we need two midfielders. Amorim plays with two midfielders. And if two midfielders are going against three other midfielders, you cannot compete with players like Bruno Fernandez against three other midfielders. We need players that can control the tempo of the game. Why Aston Villa won us? Why they won us? They had Kamara, Onana. Those two players were not just shooting out ball. Those two players were the deep line. You can't understand. Those two players were the deep line playmakers in that game. Bruno Fernandez is a fantastic player, but he has to go. Just bring two deep line playmakers in this Amorim system and you see magic. Even if it's one, bring one. Did I not see what Barcelona is doing? Frankie de Jong and Pedri, just those two people in the midfield, and that's all. Olmo will enter inside, Fernando Lopez will enter inside. Just those two people in the midfield will control the tempo, will control the whole game from that middle. I don't see what Vitinha is doing. Bruno Fernandes will not do something like that, and that's what we are lacking in Manchester United. That's what Manchester United does not have. A player like Vitinha, Pedri, Toni Kroos.